What's going on, guys? This is Empty Box, and today on the battlefield I got some armor discussion and something that's specific to PC gamers for something I'd like to draw up some support and interest for. Anyways, on to armor. As you can see, if you look at the scoreboard right about now, which I suggest you should be doing right about now, we are losing. We have 2 flags, so we're obviously bleeding tickets, as well as the fact that to this point in this game we were pretty much unsuccessful in making any sort of pushes. So we were probably in for a loss. However, I checked the deployment. Fortunately enough, there was a tank sitting there, and it's time to go win the game right now with 540 tickets left on the counter. And I am serious when I tell you that this game will be won right here in this clip, because, well, after this clip, the entire game was completely changed for the exact opposite of what it was just at the very beginning. Yes, I just spoiled the ending. What a shame. What a shame. Anyways, as for armor, there's been a lot of discussion about it post-patch. Most of it's probably from disgruntled tank users. And quite frankly, I could not disagree more. I absolutely love armor post-patch on both sides of the fence. I actually enjoy using tanks. And I want to point out one of the things why, right about here, you can see on my right, I got a lot of blue triangles. They're pushing towards B. Looks like someone's already attacking B from my squad. So basically, I'm just going to set up shop here and just do what I can to try and keep the enemy coming from C to getting to B. Obviously, that's not too much of a concern. Most of the issue with B is the spawns and just the endless waves of people. But, you know, pre-patch, what I would have been doing here was just driving right on up to C and just basically sitting there, capturing it myself, no problem. However, that's not the way armor works anymore, and that's the biggest change right there, just with the repair tool no longer being nearly as effective. You can't just simply one-man army it with a tank. You have to wait for your foot soldiers to come up and move up with you, otherwise you will basically be screwed. That's the biggest change. It really is. I think half of the problem with the armor is the fact that so many people were used to pre-patch where you could just go in there into the stupidest situations and just canister shell, tank shell your way to victory, which is what I'm doing here. But, you know, and, you know, hey, I just ate 3 RPGs. That's okay. I'll just hop out with my repair tool and be back to full armor in 2 seconds. That's no longer the case, and that's definitely a step towards the right direction. As you can see right there, completely cleared out the C flag. We now have the C flag. We're not going to end up letting go of that, I believe, for the entire rest of the game, which we obviously won't see, but, you know, that's just a complete game changer right there. And then I roll over here, which brings me to my next point on tanks. The improved tank damage versus tanks. Just amazing. I am so happy that tanks are now fragile versus other tanks rather than what it had been in Battlefield 2, Bad Company 2, as well as here in Battlefield 3 pre-patch, where you could just sponge tank shells. Because honestly, I think a T90 versus M1 would end up with less than 5 shells being spent to basically blow up the other one. Of course, I'm not saying which side would win, but whatever. It's a completely different story. So basically, I'm here on the E flag. Got some teammates moving up with me from the other side. You know, I'm in pretty good position, really. I am being mindful of where my armor is being pointed, because obviously you want to keep the strongest armor pointed towards the enemy, and given that I just blew up their tank, I know their tank's probably going to end up respawning and coming down that hill, so I'm trying to be pretty mindful of where I'm positioning my tank, and I get probably a little bit too aggressive right here. However, it ends up working well enough because there actually is a repair guy repairing. And no, this wasn't set up where I was saying, hey, I'll go drive a tank and you guys repair me and we'll all win. But essentially from right here on, the position in this game did not change at all. We did not lose the E flag. We did not lose the C flag from there on. We basically just spawn raped them until the game was over. That's just how powerful armor is. That's a perfect armor push in my dictionary. Anyways, on to that PC news I want to talk about, and that basically be a server that I'd like to direct you guys to play on and help get it populated. Basically what happened is I was thinking about renting a server. I posted up on a forum regarding the server rotation I'd like to run and see if anyone was interested, and basically, this clan has an empty server that they would like to get populated. Obviously, given that they are a clan, they are recruiting. So for you guys who want to join a clan, maybe want to have a place where you can learn from players who are, you know, more experienced or more willing to help you out, whatever, you know, they're going to be able to do that, as well as the fact that obviously it'll be admin and everything. The server rotation that we're looking at is 32-man. The server is based in New York as well, so if you're in Europe, the ping shouldn't be too terrible for you. 32-man, team deathmatch, rush, and conquest, mixed mode. Of course, not every map has every mode. It is simply the best of each mode, essentially. So there's some terrible team deathmatch maps, some terrible rush maps, like Grand Bazaar, some terrible, you know, conquest maps. Those are not in the rotation. It's only the best of the best. Mixed mode, lots of variety. That's the goal. Lots of fun. We're looking at trying to get that more and more populated, as actually we're wanting to get an event together for this weekend where we fill up the server, which I think we can do. So go ahead and look in the description. I'll put a link in there. Join this server this weekend. Add me on Battlelog, and we can populate and just have some good, clean fun across different maps and modes, and just chill. Have some good, fun gaming. Aight, bye.